All right. If you couldn't tell, this is Hapis Island. Big old mountain. OG map. If you're like me and started playing Rust within the last, I don't know, couple years after Hapis Island was a big thing, we play on procedurally generated maps now. This is what everybody used to play on, I guess. So once Face Punch was like, hey, we're not going to do this anymore. We're retiring Hapis. Some community members, I'll link them in below just for credit because this is a really cool concept, created a, recreation of it. They recreated Hapis Island out of love for it, out of all the traumatic memories they had. So I was watching a Spoon Kid video, and the Spoon Kid video, he's like, there's a bunch of monuments that, he knows about from back in the day, but then there's also some new ones, some sort of smashed up monuments where there's there are 2 or 3 vanilla monuments put together. The issue comes with cards. Everyone knows where to get cards from a gas station or a how to do the keycard puzzles. So I wanted to make something to help me out when I'm playing on Hapis in future wipes, and everyone else who is like, what is this site B? What is this site A? Where do I get cards? How do I progress on this map? As well as, stick around to the end. I'll show you some pretty cool building spots that you wouldn't be able to do on vanilla, and some other interesting points that some of the maps, when you see these in the wild, they're probably not going to have or are going to be different. This one is the original with all of the monuments that could be on a Hapis Island map. It doesn't have some of the newer things like train tunnels that go underground, but we'll get to that. So we're going to start off with green card spawns, then we'll go to blue card spawns, then red card spawns. For the blue card and red card spawns, I'll show the key card puzzles and anything else. I'll go over just some quick details about what each monument has. The first couple seconds of each video will be focused on where the cards are and what the puzzle is, and then it'll go into what else is at that monument. Some monuments are pretty much similar to vanilla, so I won't cover them in detail. That includes Dome, Miltons, there is Launch Site, and the oils and cargo. They're all same as vanilla. I'm not going to cover them. Everybody knows how those operate. If you don't, ask me. I'll make a video, or I'll just, throw it in the comments and I'll take care of it there. All right. First on the green card list is going to be Outpost B3. It could be Outpost B, or it could be under a different name. It's usually in this location, V20, W20. This is green card. It's a good utility monument for early wipe. You have a carjack, you have a refinery, research table. There's a repair bench as well in this building right here, as well as some pretty decent loot. It hasn't spawned in yet because I'm flying around. You have a recycler. Yeah, bunch of fun stuff. There's also a green card here. I think you come up into here and then it would be on this table. Yep. Cool. So this building, go up the ladder, or these are stairs, up the other stairs, in through here. You got green card, grab that, run back around, recycle some of the stuff you got here. That's Outpost B3. Pretty decent spot. I would recommend for early wipe. Not a whole lot around it, so you're probably going to be looking at pretty low competition later on into wipe. Yeah, it's solid. All right, next on the green card list is loading docks / vents or venting shaft. This might be a few different names. It'll just be the closest vent-related monument. I wouldn't really count vents as its own monument. It's more just like a mine and a tunnel that leads you to loading dock without too many interesting pieces in it. We have tugboat spawn at the loading docks, which is nice. This is very similar. This is pretty much just a harbor monument without too much going on. So green card, you're going to find this green wooden shack looking building, and you're going to find it right in there. Grab your green card and you're good to go. There is a recycler if you go to this far side, right there. There's going to be some barrels, a couple crates, nothing of super interest. You got a refinery. Yeah, it's like another. This will be, I think, kind of contested early game just because of the tugboat spawns. But other than that, it's gonna be pretty low pop because there's not a whole lot to do here. The vents and cave system are pretty extensive. I'll just clip through this so you can see how big that cave is. There's an entrance up top, so it's pretty much directly above the loading docks. If you're trying to counter, you can get people from up there or check and see, and then make the long journey throughout this to get to the actual entrance. There's a couple nodes, a couple crates. If you come here on like wipe, it might be really solid because there's a couple of these little mining carts. So you can get some metal frags, maybe like a stone tool, hit some nodes, go recycle there, pick up your green card, maybe do some refining. The vent entrance, it's a really long way down with, I think, 3 distinct separate little shoot-offs. This is just another entrance that comes in from the side. This is what top of vents looks like. Sometimes locked crates spawn here. It's hard to defend. I would recommend holding this ridge up here. You have more visibility. So this connects in with the mine all the way down, not the very last, but the second to last little exit will go into the mines, and then the very bottom of it, you have almost a straight shot to loading dock. So if you want to build up at the top, like right here near stone quarry and refinery, and have kind of closer access to loading docks, you can take the vents down. It's a journey, as you can see. Maybe get a parachute and just flop all the way down there. See how it goes. That's pretty much it for loading docks. Tier 1 monument, green card spawn, refinery, recycler over there. There's a parkour challenge. There would be like an elite crate or military crates. Climb up this, hop on this guy right here, jump up the ladder. I haven't been able to do this successfully. Probably just easier with a mini. Hop up, hop up, hop up. Yo! And then you got to do this jump to get into here, which I did it! That's the first time. That's the first time I've done that. So, you saw it here first, folks. That's how you do it. I do that every single time. Don't you worry. I didn't even do that with no clip on. So, that's how you do that parkour challenge. You'll get an elite crate. Actually, it's probably pretty good to like farm that. So, keep that in mind if you're looking for build spots and like locations. All right, next on the green card list. This one may or may not be on your live server, but if it is, I just want to include it here. It's Weather Station. Weather Station. It's going to be on the top of one of the peaks. It's kind of a weird monument with, I don't know, it doesn't feel kind of finished. There's a recycler. There's some diesel spawns. There's a couple scientists. There's a refinery. Couple brown boxes, couple green military crates. I don't have a weapon on me to deal with a scientist. Military crate. There is a little underground area that leads to a cave. So there's 2 entrances. Cave entrance down to the bottom, which is probably easier to get to. Good for countering, but it's a ladder to get up, so just be careful about that. There's some loot down here, not the best, not the worst. Yeah, fairly simple monument with a research table. There would be a green key card on this table, and you can check your computer station, run up, do everything that you need to do. There's no key card puzzle here. It's just green card, very high up on the map. You probably won't see it on your server, but if you do, and you build next to it, you'll probably have a free recycler because it's a booty monument. That respawned the card. Did not. Okay. Yep. If it's on there, awesome. You know, utilize it. You can mini up here, and you'll probably have a pretty safe experience recycling if you're not trying to go all the way to Outpost, or if, you know, you live kind of close and you want to make the trek up. If it's on your server, free recycler, some diesel, couple crates, decent loot, and a green card. All right, next up on the green cards is a special one. This is not a monument per se. It won't be labeled, I don't think, ever. I call it the V9 Cave System. So to get in, there's a couple entrances. The easiest one, and that is in like the top left of like W10. You'll see this garage-looking maintenance building. You can access in there. The best entrance to get the card would be a little bit north, though, in this other mine-looking entrance. So you're going to come down. Not, I mean, like, you won't have no clip, but you know what I'm saying. So climb in through here. You're going to run in. Make sure you have a little bit of low grade on you. So there will be a green card right there. Grab your green card. Throw your low grade in there. And then you're going to come back left. Up here. I don't think this is the way. I'll just clip through and then look for it. It's around here somewhere. There's a green door. You'll find it. This is a very interesting monument, and since it's not labeled, people will have to manually go in here and figure out what it all is. Okay, so this is our entrance. We need to go... Okay, I was close. So once you come in from the like north entrance, which is what I recommend, sneak in, grab green card, turn on the generator, and then you're gonna follow these wires. So if you're coming back out of it, it's on the right hand side. Follow the black wire, come down, hit some nodes. You're gonna fuse, hit your thing. I don't even think you need a green card for this, actually, which is pretty nice. You might, so just check. It should spawn a green card. Come in. There's not a whole lot of loot, but really early game, you can farm this for a couple crates, and then you sneak back in here, and there will be a military crate right here. So early game, really nice there. Not a whole lot else. I'd recommend, you know, checking out all of the mine carts, see if you can get a pickaxe, some extra metal frags earlier into wipe, and like farm the crap out of this, because there's a pretty decent amount of nodes inside of here, some barrels, and a lot of mine carts. There's no build spots or anything in this cave. It's just pretty simple. I just wanted to bring it in here because there is a green card spawn in the V9 cave system with 3 entrances. This guy right there, the north one, which is the best entrance, shortest to get to the green card, and then should be one on this side. Let me know if that's a really good spot. Let me know if y'all use that. All right, next green card is the collapse tunnel. I would say probably one of the best and simplest in and out Hapis Island green card monuments. So there's no card puzzle or anything, but there is a green. To grab the green card, you're gonna run up these stairs all the way to the top, and then go in here. It will be on this desk, classic desk that you find in most green card monuments. Be right there. Sorry it's not populating. This is a solid monument. It's got research table that has a recycler from the bottom. You look left, kind of nice hidden away. Diesel spawns, some crates, good barrels. If you head back up through the green card room, there's some more barrels. And there should be 1 or 2 crates up here when you roll through. Real simple monument, real quick in and out. On a higher pop server, this is the place to be because it's just so simple. And like, I don't know, indefensible. You can come in from the top, sneak down, and then get a really good line of sight on anybody recycling if they're in there, and you can cover that hard. Real fun, scrappy early wipe PvP is going to be like right. All right, next green card and red card and a locked crate. This is a weird monument. It's called Offshore Containment. I don't think this is on most live servers yet, just because it's a little weird, and I think they're like debugging it, considering the weird placement of these SAM sites. It's just kind of odd. If you find like more of a modded server, this might be on here. I like it. I think it should be. It's kind of an interesting Arctic research iceberg. If you're playing and it's not on here, I would recommend maybe like, you know, taking a closer look, because it might not be labeled because it is an iceberg. It's not going to show up on your map like it is showing here. This isn't usually how that works. So check it out. You know, if you're flying to like cargo or something and you see a big old iceberg with Arctic research, it's a good monument that most people aren't going to mess with because they don't know what it is. There is a green card spawn here. That's why it's this early in the video. It's just going to be inside of this little building. There'll be some wood right here. Come up the entrance. There's a bunch of different ways to get up. All these different little ramps. You cannot mini here because, like I said, there's all these SAM sites and they're crazy. But you get up, coming through here, find this little red building, and there'll be a green card right there. Now, if you happen to have a fuse, I don't think you might not need a fuse. It'll be different depending. You'll just have to like look around because it is in progress. But blue card and red card, come up here, swipe your blue card, come in. There'll be elite crate, military crate, some brown crates. Swipe your red card, and you get a locked crate. I don't think it spawns heavies, but if it does, you can run over to this side, find this ladder. There's also a parkour challenge up here. Just run up the top, don't jump. Just run over it. Get on top of this light, make the jump, and then you can fight them from crane, the heavies, like you normally would. They might spawn over there, or they might spawn in like this general area. I'm not too sure. I haven't seen it happen. So if you find a server that has this on it and they spawn heavies when you unlock the crate, let me know in the comments, because I'd be super interested to see. There's also a parkour challenge, and in this crate thing, you know, you probably need meds, but try and survive that jump. And then seems like the best way is to just walk in through that right there, and you'll get it. All right, first up in the blue card spawns is Industrial District. Now, I'm playing on a Hapis Island right now that instead of Industrial District, it has just the normal military base with MLRS. If you see Industrial District on a map, it means there's probably not going to be a military base with the MLRS. So this is where you're going to go if you want MLRS, or if you need a blue card, or a recycler, or anything else. So inside, it's a really good utility monument. You got carjack right here. You're going to have a blue card puzzle if you go into this building over here. Here's an MLRS. Go in for recycler. Nothing else in here. I stand corrected. It is this big building. Kind of looks like the water treatment or power building. You go in and around. Pump jack. Mining quarry, sorry. Go up the ladder. Up the ladder. Stairs. Green card. 2. Blue. Couple crates. Nothing too crazy, but solid little monument. If you go up this big old tower all the way up to the top, you get a elite crate, which is nice. Pretty accessible via the antennas. I don't think there's an actual puzzle that you need to do to get the green card, or to use the green door to get blue card, other than this classic old fuse switch up in atoms. Next blue card spawn is going to be Site B. Really solid monument. Bunch of loot here. Really simple to get it. There are 2 key card puzzles. There's 1 green card puzzle, so it's the normal fuse, switch, run around, green card. Should spawn 3 green crates, and that if you need some pants. There's no card up here. If you want the card, you're going to have to go to this building, which is next to that green puzzle. Go down the steps, and then into a underground little science center. You're going to go down the hallway. The first right that you can make there's going to be another fuse and switch. You're going to keep going, make a Larry, and then you're going to be presented with another green card door. Come in, and you'll have a blue card on the first table, as well as some more crates. It's funny because the best loot is actually up top in that little green card room, but there's some more green crates in this little area, so it's worth checking out if you have time and you're safe. Have a teammate loot the rest of this while you get the card puzzle. Pretty solid. Nice little area. There's 2 entrances. The one that we went into, this guy, and then another similar building on this side, as well as a out of monument vent shaft. Not vent. Cave that goes into what looks like a vent. So just be wary if you're down here. You can get countered from 2 other sides other than the way that you came in. There is a, I think, pump jack? Yeah, pump jack. So you can get some crude and low grade. This building right here has a research table, a repair bench, and some crates. Let's find a recycler. We go in here. There's recycler. A couple other brown crates. Up top, you have another repair bench. Should be a box spawn. In here, it's similar to like the harbor covered area. Not a whole lot of loot, but some to grab if you're just getting started. You got the parkour challenge for a couple more green crates. And then green crate up here, as well as a handy zip line that we can use to get to the other side of the monument. Oop. All right. That's Site B. Really solid monument. It's going to be contested. There's a lot of loot here. A lot of different ways to get into the monument as well. So be wary when you're looting and when you're in the underground. I would maybe leave not the way that you came. That mine entrance is usually a pretty safe bet. It enters in right here. Pretty good sight lines. Just be wary if somebody's up top. There's another cave right here that you could potentially live in. Yeah, look at that. Pretty exciting. Pretty extensive cave system right next to it with 2 build locations. On this, it might be different. It might have a different location. This is where it's been when I've played on like the live maps. So just keep a lookout. The monument should be the same. There might not be a cave next to it though. All right, next up on the blue cards is Listening Station, Listening Island. You can get to this monument through the underground tunnels or via boat. Obviously, you can swim across, or you can take the antenna and zip lines across. Just be noted, you can't build on like any of this because it goes very quickly deep down, and the only places you can build near the island are going to be on the small, little, tiny sub-islands next to it. I've ran around, tested, tried to put any sort of building plan down on the actual island itself, and it doesn't work. So to get the blue card, you're going to run to the sat dish looking area all the way over here to this little sheet shack. You're going to throw a fuse in, run around behind, hit the switch, run over to the other little shit shack for your green card door to get blue card, a couple crates. Other than that, there is a recycler here, right in this busted up antenna. There's some extra loot. You can get into the sat dish area via this cave right here. Goes underground, and then you saw the entrance under that fallen dish right there, straight ahead. I'll show you the cave. It's a pretty straight shot. Go straight up. Nothing else in the cave except for some nodes. Pop up, and then you can counter somebody at the recycler or just go recycle. There are some other crates and things. Very similar like loot spawns to Sat Dish in itself, just spread out across like a whole island. You can't build inside, so I'm assuming that the maximum group that you would have to deal with is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 if somebody else builds on this island too. But if you get here and you just throw a TC on all those small islands, it's going to be pretty tough to contest this whole thing. It also has a tugboat spawn, which is awesome. You just live in the tugboat in the harbor. Carry about your day. All right, next blue card is Refinery. This is an interesting monument. It's like a conglomeration of a few different monuments like power plant and water treatment. To get the blue card, you are going to go to this building, this long metal building. You're going to go underneath, put in your fuse, hit your switch, come around, go up top with your green card, swipe, get your loot, run around to get blue card. Traditionally where the red card would be on vanilla in water treatment. So with that, there is a recycler inside of that same building, just the other side. You go around, turn around. You got the little building here that you can use the wheel to open the door. I just got killed in here. Somebody was camping it. You can go around if you think someone's in there. Go around the back, jump on this, here, jump around, and then gank them. That's what I should have done. I knew about that. I didn't do it. Other than that, fairly simple utility monument. Bunch of good loot spawns. Parkour challenge. Some more crates up here. Nothing crazy. It's very irradiated. I think you need like 25 points of radiation protection to get into this monument. So, you know, based on where it is, it's a pretty big footprint. Pretty wide, too. Just be careful. Building near it, if you have some clothing, I'm probably going to be the first one here to loot it until everybody else on Force Wipe gets some equipment and some protection. So be wary of that. Okay, next up on the blue card spawns is Site A. This is a crazy monument with a blue card spawn and a blue card room usually. So you're going to run up from either direction, either on the roads or the 2 entrance points around the towers or areas. You can get in through the back a few different ways. And then you're going to run underneath the sat dish. You're going to need fuse and green card. So fuse, switch, run around, green card, run in. You'll have a blue card on this table right here as well as some crates. And then you're going to go over to this train yard building, the building that is at train yard usually. You're going to run around and come right through here. There's a entrance through the gate. Come in through. This is different on this map, but usually you'll have some stairs right here and a big old engine looking thing. So you're just going to flip one switch on the engine, run back through this again, and this won't be green card. Flip your, put your fuse in, hit the switch. That'll unlock the green card room, which is what this usually is. You get some crates, come around for your blue card room to get everything. Now, I've played and the red card has been bugged. It usually just spawns right here on the ground for some reason. I think that is just a mistake. If you're playing on a server, it may or may not be a green, blue, red monument, or it might be the regular green card room here and blue card room here with a hopefully fixed red card spawn, but when I've played, it hasn't been functioning. So because of that, it probably won't be contested that much because there's no red card spawn. There's a recycler at this monument in the right hangar right there, as well as a underground area with some paltry loot. There's not too much down here. Maybe not even really worth exploring unless it's, you know, you're prim and you want to get a little bit of loot. There's a couple different entrances underground, one far off, one here that goes through, and I think a third one somewhere. Yeah, just inside between the actual hangars themselves. So recycler there. Recycler is there. You've got some crates up here. Good way to get out is you go up to the second pipe, hop up to here, hop on the fence, and then jump across instead of running to over here if you need to. Late wipe, I've seen it to where there are 3 Bradleys, count them, 3 different Bradleys, like road Bradleys that spawn on each one of the entry points into this monument, or roads intersecting this monument. It gets really crazy on this side of the map too because of that, and just because of the amount of different monuments and different monuments in general. This is like the beach spawn, so it's gonna be pretty contested early game and late game too. So that is our Site A tutorial little run through. I know this is scuffed. It's a weird monument. I think it's always going to be different from when I played it and from when it is on the actual like data from the community server. So this won't be a green card room. This will just be open, kind of similar to how it is normally. To get the blue card, run around. There'll be a ladder or a steps here with like a big old engine generator looking thing with just a switch on it. And you just flick the switch that will be right here in this general spot. Run back around with your green and blue card and your fuse. Put the fuse in here, hit the switch, run back around. Green card with some stuff, blue card with maybe a red card if it isn't bugged, and some loot as well. All right, Junkyard Part 2 for the blue card spawn. Just as a recap, so you have a recycler over here, the normal green card spawn that's on Vanilla Junkyard, as well as, you know, the regular loot. The only thing it doesn't have, from my understanding, is the car scrapping functionality, which I don't think many people are going to miss. It has a car lift, so you can lock a car if you find it. Regular loot. Junkyard is irradiated on Hapis, so you got to be careful. It's a pretty big monument and a pretty big footprint. Like, I was taking a train here, and I was getting rads from Junkyard, so just be careful. I'll have the editor throw up how much rad protection you need on the screen here, so you can just be best prepared if you're trying to get anything out of this monument. For the blue card, I think I showed it before, but I'll show it again. You're going to go to this tall little... you're going to go to the tall crane, go up this, or however you want. You're going to need your fuse. Click that switch, go out, drop down, come around, hit your green card, and you'll have blue right there, as well as some crates. It's nice because you'll probably get the fuse itself and the green card from this monument if you get here first, because of the need for radiation protection. There's also the parkour challenge, which I think I have figured out. So you come here, you jump on top of, like, you go to the smaller crane, jump on top of this spool of wire, catch that ladder if you can. It's probably easier right here. I said, I think I figured it out. Has he? I don't know. Maybe look up. Never mind, that's not a ladder. How do we get to this? I think it's gonna be right here. Just gonna have to hop up and then I don't know. Bring a mini. I don't think that's going to work. All right. All right. The other Hapis Island red card spawn may or may not be on your Hapis Island map. This is an interesting place called Site C. The server that I'm playing on right now does not have this labeled, but the monument's still here. When I went in, some things were different, but the card puzzle was the same. So I'm just going to assume that somebody had looted it before I got to it on the actual wipe. If it is on your server, if it's labeled, this is awesome. If it's not labeled, it'll still be here. So there's two ways to get in. It's going to be mine entrance in the like top left of T4, and then another one in... It's over here somewhere. We'll find it. Here. Okay. Yep, there it is. The other entrance in like almost center R3. Another cave entrance. So you're gonna go inside. You're gonna need fuse. You're gonna need fuses, green card, and a blue card. So once you make it inside, it is a fairly cavernous, whatchamacallit, cave. But there will be this intersection that you'll come to, pretty much the first major intersection. And either side will lead you there. First major intersection you come to will present you with the green card room. But to unlock that, you're going to need to come around. Once you find the stairs, make a left. Not that way. Come through here. You're going to look for this generator room. Fuse, switch, go back to green card. Flick that, go in, you'll have recycler, you can recycle some stuff. Put your fuse in, go back to those stairs that we were talking about earlier. Go up with your blue card. Swipe that, come around, loot some stuff. You're going to be looking for this right here. Open that up. And you'll have a red card on the table. There's also some extra loot in here. Elite crate should spawn. It wasn't there when I tried this on the actual server, but neither was the red card, so I think somebody had gotten to it before me. Sometimes the green card fuse will be in a different location, or you might not need a fuse. So, get to the green card room, check and see if the card swiper is on. If it isn't, go to the engine room, put your fuse in. There might also just be a fuse entrance right here with a switch similar to the blue card at Airfield. Bunch of good loot. Really solid monument. When I was playing, like I said, it wasn't labeled. So if you didn't know about it, you wouldn't be able to, you wouldn't plan because it's not labeled. You're not going to go and see like random mountain and then head here if it doesn't have the Site C label on it. But it'll be there no matter what. Just cannot validate that the blue room has a red card or that elite crate. It still has some stuff, and I'm just going to assume that it has the elite crate and the red card spawn in there. And considering the location on the map, it's like the farthest north red card location other than Missile Silo if you have that on the server you're playing on. All right, thanks for sticking around to the end. I'm going to go through cool build spots as a reward for y'all sticking around through the monument guide. Hopefully some of those are useful and will help you plan your next wipe. So first up on the build locations, this may or may not be on your map, but it's the Cove. It's a huge island with this fun little feature, a cove. You can build close enough to this tunnel entrance to close it off and then into the water and build all the way up to the ceiling to have a nice open core, crazy looking base. Highly recommend it. You can build on top too. There's a little entrance. You cannot build as close to this side, so just be wary of that when you're building in the Cove if it's on your map. You can build everywhere else on this little island as possible, as well as these other islands if they're there. All right, another build location that's pretty interesting is what I call the good old W14 Cave System. If you're a fan of caves, this is a fun one. It's really weird, and it's good proximity to Security Tower for the red card spawns, as well as Road Farm and Site B being close right there. So there's 3 entrances from my count. There's one right there, one right there, and I think another one. Might be 2 entrances, but you go inside and you'll see a few build spots. This one has a bucket to get down, and then this build spot down here. It does have this weird entrance up top that you can't build in, so you'd have to seal that or leave it open. I mean, put like spike traps in there and some shotgun traps, and I think you'd be safe. I think that's the only build spot in this cave system. Yeah. It is an interesting one, though. If you get that build spot, you basically have this whole private spawn of loot. There's some military crates in there. It's pretty complex as cave networks go. You got a repair bench, some nodes. You basically never have to leave your cave, especially if you're coming here like on force wipe. You can get pretty much everything that you'd need. It's a good entrance right there. There's some stuff. There's a little spot down here. Yeah, it's pretty extensive. You can jump in right here. Farm some nodes. Take your barrel down. Run up to here. Get to your weird cave entrance. Yeah. It's odd for sure. But proximity and having basically a private cave to yourself is interesting. Oh, there's two spots. My bad. So there's the crazy one with the top entrance, and it's the one closer to the bucket. And then there's this smaller one right here. So you can have your your flank base, your cave flank base in the same one. Or just have a neighbor, which is always nice. All right, the next build is going to be kind of in S22 near this like S21 road, right? It's this big old, very deep like crevice that a road runs through. On the north side of it, there's some interesting little cave build locations. If you're looking for some really wild like force wipe experiences, just push for here. There should be 2 or 3 build locations inside, and they're all what I would consider like the old caves, old cave systems. There's like, I don't know, places to sit. I would call like a council room. I'll show you that one. It's over here. So there's 2 entrances, maybe 3. This first one goes right to a build location. It's pretty small, but it has its own water source. The other one is on top, and you'll see this kind of bridge going into it. You go in, and then you make a hard right here. It's pretty sneaky. There's a build location right here, and then another one to the left. They're pretty small compared to... Well, I mean, I don't know. They're pretty small. But it's interesting, especially if you can get the one with the water source. But across the street and down this, you'll have a little cave system. And if you follow it, it will lead you to an underground little science area with a green card room and a blue card. Now, to unlock that, there will be a fuse. Yeah, there's 2 entrances too. There's one on the dome side, right here, and then one in the crevice. The crevice is different sometimes. Like, I've seen it to where instead of a cave there, it just cuts into the mountain, and then there's a green card room with some brown crates. On the other side of dome, if dome spawns here for you, are some of these build locations, which are really interesting. You can build on the rock, inside of it, around it, up top of these. Pretty fun. There's another cave system right here with, I think, 1 build spot. Yep. Kind of a vanilla-esque. Nothing super crazy, except it's nice because it's 1 entrance, which may or may not be nice if you're getting door camped. There's that. And also just in general around Hapis, there are so many caves, like far more elaborate than the vanilla caves. Some of them have build locations, some of them don't. A lot of them just interconnect and are good if you're just looking to farm in the relative peace of being underground. Another cave up here. This one is in Q18. Probably not a build location, but another green card room, which are all over the place, and they're hidden, unlabeled, similar to Site C not being labeled. This is another green card room that I just found with a recycler, and seems like that is about it. That's kind of interesting. If somebody's recycling and you don't have a card, you can come over and just shoot them through that fence. Yeah, and it connects. There's 3 entrances. Oh, and a build. Look at this. Look at this secret cave. I didn't even know this one was here. That entrance right there for your own almost private green card room. So you've got the one build location. This is kind of a weird nothing back there. Kind of a vanilla-esque cave. Maybe. Got a bunch of weirdness to it. Check it out. I don't think anybody's going to mess with that. Most caves, I think people kind of assume caves are a little pointless unless it has a build location in it. This one is definitely interesting. I might try and build here in one of those, in the one spot that you can build, to have my own private recycler and 3 entrances. That's a solid little build spot, Q18. Like I said, I'm finding new build spots and new caves all over the place that aren't labeled. It is a labor of love. I highly recommend just exploring if you can. Maybe later into wipe, just look around, see if you can find any craziness. This is a fun build location. So this bridge is a little different than the one I'm playing on. On the server that I'm playing, it's just an actual, like, almost custom monument bridge. But you can build right here and here. And we had some crazy PvP and basically could just camp anyone trying to leave Outpost and run this direction. There's some caves over on this side of Outpost. This one is a very small one, which is similar to one that you would see underneath Site A. I'll show you that momentarily. But you can build down into that and have the compromise of a cave base and not really having to go, spend 2 minutes trying to get to your base, or a parkour challenge trying to get inside of your base. So that's always nice. Yeah, the cave system is going to be... What's that? N16-ish area. I'm playing, and instead of it being there, it's just a little bit like this way. All of these flats and little plateaus, steeps, whatever, are still here. So building on top of those, you have like you have a lot of areas where you can get like a tactical advantage looking down, but then anyone who's above you has a tactical advantage looking down too. On Hapis, most of the rivers lead to one of these kind of, not waterfall, it's like a baby waterfall, but you can build inside of this, so the back of your base can be really fortified. You can try and build on the very top of the peaks. If you're trying to roof camp, that's, you can roof camp everywhere. I think the best spot for taking heli is probably the very top of the map, because you can see everything. Build up there is a little restrictive though because of how steep the mountain gets. Yeah, other build locations is a cave up here in, like, along this ridge. There's 2 or 3 caves. Site A has another small cave underneath it. It's gonna spawn in right there if you give it a sec. I'll look away, and I look back. There it is. It has appeared. Another small little cave that you can build down into. Put some ladders up, and you've got a recycler within 30 seconds of your base. Always pretty solid. A couple good islands. Island right there in X3. Big old boy island down there. These islands might be different on the server you're playing on. But yeah. All right, last build location. This one's a little special. It may or may not be the same on your server that you're playing on because of how complicated it is. It's going to be what I call the M21 Cloaca. It's a huge cave network with a couple different entrances and some very interesting features. The map I'm playing on, it's just flat, so like a Zerg built up a humongous, massive base because it's one of the flattest parts on Hapis, from my understanding. If you do have the cave entrance, if it's a hole, if you see it like it's kind of different water, the reason it's like that is because it's different water, salt water down at the very bottom, which is kind of crazy. This cave network has like 7 distinct build locations. So if you're a person who has a village that you want to do, but you want it to be kind of an interesting and weird wipe, this is the thing for you. 7-ish, there might be 8 or 9 or less, depending on how you count, build locations that all have different kind of entrances and quirks to them. I'm still finding more because it's just a really complicated little cave system. But here's one of them, which a little interesting loot room or bedroom back here. Let's find another one. This guy up here. Nice tall one. Little 3 stories with another little back area. You got one right here. Yep. And this one has a cool, weird plant and its own light source, which is very nice. Especially if you're prim, don't have too many resources, don't want to waste all your wood trying to be able to see. Yeah. So other entrance over here kind of goes through. This one's interesting because it has some loot. That's crazy. I've never seen that before. It has a green card room too, if it's going to be on your monument. It's more of a fuse kind of situation. Just follow the wires and it'll lead you to wherever you need to go. Not a fuse. Click the switch. Green card room should open for you. Find it again. Yeah, follow the wires. Green card. If this is on yours, it'll be kind of interesting. There's, a pump station that doesn't really work because you can't get to the top to start it. There's a recycler underneath, as well as a bunch of minecart loot. So, especially at the flick of a switch, you and your whole cave people can recycle in safety, or you just go to Oximus if you want. There's a lot of open communal space with chairs to sit, which is always nice. You can have community meetings, bunch of different entrances. There's that one there, which is right next to the hole. There's that guy over there, and probably a few more around. Let's go underground and see. Yeah, it looks like there's just 2 entrances. Well, like I said, bunch of different build locations, bunch of communal spots. Whip out a building plan kind of like anywhere in here, and you'll be presented with some very odd places that you're allowed to build. Like in here. Ooh, other side. In here, where this ladder is, you can build inside of this, but you can only build 1 story high, and it's like you can build past this skull post almost right up to the door on the other side. So it's a weird thing if you're just, if they're all the caves are taken, you can have like a guest room in here or like a check-in, whatever you want to do. Have them come up and hang out amongst the mushrooms. You can comfort heal with the fire. Get a little bit of real loot. Yeah. But like I said, check it first. The different Hapis maps are going to be different depending on the server, depending on the wipe. You may or may not have the M21 Cloaca cave network. Highly recommended. Really cool, crazy build location. I just imagine like the prim combat in here is insane. And if you're also like a big old clan and you want to raid, there's 7 raids right here, underground, with only 2 entrances to cover. Well, 3 if you count falling all the way down into the water below. That's the video. Hopefully you guys liked it. Hopefully it's helpful. Just a caveat, again, it's going to be different. Sometimes the fuse locations, sometimes the card locations are going to be changed depending on the server. Because it's community, people can change the map and add different monuments in. So you might have no industrial district, and you might have a abandoned military base. Or I've seen it where this guard tower is actually Arctic Research, which is kind of cool. You probably won't see Offshore Containment, but if it's on there, that's a locked crate. That's pretty cool. You will see some small monuments like beached tugboat. Just a small nothing monument. You'll see it on the beach. You'll see convoys on the road, which are some of those big trucks you see in trash piles, all piled up next to each other on the road itself. Those have just some regular road loot, and that's pretty much it. If you have any other questions, or if I missed anything, or if you guys find some cool tunnels or different caves or different monuments, or something is drastically different or just wrong about the video, specifically with, Site A is going to be different, like that keycard puzzle. If it's more consistently a green-blue instead of a green-blue-red puzzle, let me know. I'm going to try and get the radiation levels for all of the different monuments so we can have the editor throw that up and better prepare y'all for playing on Hapis. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This was a fun thing for me to make. I learned a lot about Hapis. I found a bunch of cool areas, and I'm pretty stoked to main Hapis for the next few wipes that I do. Thanks. See you soon. Look forward to a Hapis wipe in the future or in the past, depending on when this video gets released. It's Jebus Krispy. Share it with your friends. Heart this video, bookmark it, whatever you want, so you can reference it quickly. I'll throw the full text that I'm using to keep track of everything, all of the monuments, in the description, so you can reference that as well. Thank you. Have a good one. See you next time. Hapis Krispy, out.